Good evening and welcome to ABC 31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Derek Stafford, a former law enforcement officer in Marksville, was found guilty of manslaughter and attempted manslaughter last week. And today, he received his sentence. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips has our big story tonight.
The verdict comes from the 2015 case involving Stafford and another officer in a vehicle chase that resulted in Stafford firing his gun 14 times at the driver, Christopher Few, and ended with the death of Few's son, Jeremy Martis, who was in the vehicle at the time. Stafford stated he had no knowledge of Jeremy being in the vehicle. Today, he arrived at the Avoyelles Parish Courthouse in an orange jumpsuit and shackles for his sentencing. Derek Stafford has been sentenced to 15 years for attempted manslaughter and 40 years for manslaughter. The two sentences will be concurrent, meaning they will be served together. Stafford's attorneys spoke briefly outside the courthouse about their client's sentencing and what the future may hold as far as a possible appeal.
You have to stay looking at the positive side. He won't spend the rest of his life in jail. So, we got to find the good in the bad. I believe we have plenty of grounds for an appeal, and now that the sentencing is over, can try to get that process started.
The trial for his partner involved in the same incident, Norris Greenhouse Jr., is set to begin in June. In Marksville, Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Two teens are arrested for burglary and criminal damage in connection with two break-ins at Tioga High and Junior High. They're Cody Lee Blakeney of Otis and Shane Randall Johnson of Pineville, both 17. They're each charged with 5 counts of burglary and 5 counts of criminal damage. They were arrested last night and are being held without bond. The teens were arrested earlier this year in some unrelated cases by another agency. Deputies say more charges are possible as well. The first break-in was about a week ago, resulting in some $10,000 in damages to those schools. A man from Anacoco is killed in a single vehicle crash in Vernon Parish. 67-year-old Harold Santos was a passenger in an SUV where the driver lost control and hit a tree. That happened on Highway 171 south of Anacoco. And 2 people are dead after a tractor-trailer crash around 3:30 this morning in St. Landry Parish. That was on Interstate 49 near Washington. Troopers say that driver lost control, began to tip, and hit a guardrail. The driver and a passenger were not wearing seatbelts. Their identities have not been released. We are looking at some gorgeous weather heading into the weekend. Meteorologist Kim Walker is here with your weather now.
Well, it's going to be sunny and it's going to be dry tomorrow. Not a lot happening as far as tomorrow is concerned, but we do have a storm system that will be taking a shape just to our west, and it will be moving toward our area, so it could be affecting us. We could see some strong thunderstorms out of the system as well. But for tomorrow, it's going to be gorgeous out there. Lots of dry weather, and it's going to be pretty hot out there as well. 57 degrees at 7 o'clock, partly sunny skies, turning to sunny skies at noon with temperature readings around 78 degrees. Our high will be around 85 degrees in the afternoon, and then by 5 o'clock we will drop down to around 84 degrees. But like I said, we do have rain chances in your 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Kim. A proposed biofuels plant proposed by an Eastern European company in Grant Parish is suspended. That's according to CLETA. The company had planned to spend some $2.5 million on the former Vanguard Synfuels refinery in Pollock. That facility had been an ammonia plant before it was shuttered. CLETA officials say they will work to find another use for that plant. In crime news, a Natchitoches man is arrested for drug and weapons offenses. 23-year-old Kenneth Bryant is charged with possession of marijuana, ecstasy, and pills, along with having a firearm as a convicted felon. Natchitoches drug agents made the arrest at a home on 5th Street. A Natchitoches police motorcycle officer tries to pull over a man for running a stop sign, but police say that man refused to stop, eventually being taken into custody on West Street. 28-year-old Stephen Varese was found to be in possession of drugs and a gun. Rapids deputies arrest a Boyce woman for allegedly having heroin and marijuana in her purse. 27-year-old Taylor Dozart is charged with drug possession. Deputies say she was taken into custody in a motel parking lot on MacArthur Drive. Natchitoches police say they've foiled a burglary with the arrest of a local man. 33-year-old Desmond Turner is charged with burglary and an attempted break-in. Officers say that happened on 4th Street. Police arrest an Alexandria woman for aggravated burglary. Police say 42-year-old Rakisha Wells was caught inside an Elliott Street home with stolen property in her hands. They say she pushed one of the residents to the floor while trying to flee. The residents chased her down and held her until police arrived. And Alexandria police arrested 2 local men near Lee Street after they reportedly fled from officers. Tyler Alexander and Kayleen Vara, both 21, were tracked to a home on Houston, which police say they entered without permission. They're accused of criminal trespass, resisting an officer, and unauthorized entry. Vara is also charged with a sex offender registration offense. New numbers out this morning rates how healthy people are in different parishes. Dr. David Holcomb, our area public health director, describes the bottom lines.
Central Louisiana is kind of a mixed bag. We have a couple of parishes that are always very healthy, and that's LaSalle and Vernon. And then we have Rapides, it's somewhere in the middle, 36 out of 64. And then we have our eastern parishes, Catahoula and Concordia, and a little bit of Voiles, who tend to lag behind in their health outcomes.
The Robert Wood Johnson Foundation releases these figures nationwide. Well, spring events in Voiles Parish always feature the Easter Day egg knocking contest.
We have Easter on the Red on April 15th, Pocket on the Bayou on April 15th in Cottonport, and we have the long-time tradition of egg knocking on the courthouse square on Easter Sunday morning on April 16th. And the icing on the cake will be the Homemade Cake Festival in Bardolphinville on April 22nd and 23rd.
You can go to the parish website for more information. Dr. Robert Wright at LSUA is the recipient of their most prestigious award for teaching excellence. Wright is an associate professor of psychology. That award came last night at the school's annual employee recognition banquet. Wright's honor is the Bolton Award, established in 1989 by the estate of James Bolton. Carries a cash award and a plaque for outstanding service to the school. Up next, President Trump's former national security advisor wants immunity while testifying in the Russia hearings. Then new surveillance video shows a missing Tennessee teen with her former school teacher who was accused of kidnapping her. They were shopping in Oklahoma just days after their disappearance. The details coming up on ABC 30.
Here comes the Easter Bunny, and he loves pecans. So KLAX TV is giving away a $200 gift card to Natchitoches Pecans. Just go to our website, our Facebook page, or our Twitter page. Click on the link and register to win. Enter daily through April 10th. Get ready to win from KLAX TV and Natchitoches Pecans.
President Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, wants to testify in the Russia hearings, but he wants immunity. We're also learning more about who at the White House provided those secret documents to House Intelligence Committee Chair Devin Nunes. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington with more.
ABC News can confirm that White House official Michael Ellis was involved in producing classified documents to House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes.
I'm not talking about anything.
The National Security Council lawyer previously worked for Congressman Nunes, who faces calls to resign or recuse himself from the House investigation into Russia. Protesters greeting Nunes in his home district.
We'll continue to investigate Russia. It's long been a focus of ours, and that hasn't stopped despite what you may see in the national media.
And at the White House today, Nunes' Democratic counterpart Adam Schiff accepted the administration's offer to review confidential documents, shaking hands with Ellis. Questions remain if this is the same information that was provided to Nunes, but White House spokesman Sean Spicer wouldn't answer the multitude of questions about how he received those documents.
It's not in our interest to talk about the process. What occurred between Chairman Nunes and coming here was both routine and proper.
Meanwhile, President Trump's former national security advisor Michael Flynn is asking for immunity in exchange for his testimony on Russia. The president weighing in on Twitter, writing, Mike Flynn should ask for immunity in that this is a witch hunt, excuse for big election loss by media and Dems of historic proportion. But when asked if the president did indeed support Flynn's request for immunity, as he tweeted,
I'm not going to give Mike Flynn or anyone else legal advice from the podium, but I will tell you that the president's view is he should go up there, he should testify.
Nunes said today he has seen no evidence of collusion between the president and Russia. And when the White House was asked if they are concerned about Flynn's testimony being damaging to the president or the administration, just one word from Sean Spicer: nope. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
The governor of Georgia has issued a state of emergency for Atlanta's Fulton County after a massive fire and highway collapse during rush hour yesterday afternoon. A massive cloud of thick black smoke could be seen for miles as it billowed over Interstate 85, one of the main arteries in downtown Atlanta. Just minutes after police stopped traffic onto the busy highway, a portion of the bridge collapsed into a flaming heap. Drivers, as you can see, had nowhere to go. Traffic stretched for miles.
I've been driving for like an hour and a half now. I'm just trying to go home.
Fortunately, no one there was hurt. Investigators are looking into whether reels of fiber cables underneath the freeway fueled those flames. A portion of Interstate 85 is now closed indefinitely. State investigators in Tennessee are now confirming that a former teacher and the teenager he is accused of kidnapping were spotted together in Oklahoma. The teen's family says just discovered images of the two show her wearing the same clothes she had on when she went missing. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest from Los Angeles.
It is the first glimpse of the pair since police say 50-year-old Tad Cummins kidnapped his 15-year-old former student Elizabeth Thomas. Investigators finding that on March 15th, 2 days after Cummins and Thomas vanished in Tennessee, they were captured on surveillance cameras shopping at a Walmart in Oklahoma City. The newly discovered images show Cummins with darkened hair, Thomas with dyed reddish hair, as authorities say they bought food and paid in cash.
She looks subservient to him, walking behind him, looking to him. You know, it's a very scary image, and frankly, it's exactly the kind of image that we were expecting.
But in the 2.5 weeks since, there have been no other confirmed sightings of the pair. The Amber Alert and search now spanning across the U.S. and into Central America. Cummins was fired from his teaching job after alleged inappropriate contact with Thomas earlier this year. Investigators saying before the kidnapping, the two communicated by leaving draft emails on a school computer.
The other person would log in, read the message, and then delete it.
Thomas's sister tells ABC News Cummins didn't just send messages, but would also stop by Thomas's workplace.
And she would go and hide until he left, and she thought it was really weird.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says they've received more than 1,200 tips, including the one that led them to those surveillance images. They ask anyone with information on where these two might be to call authorities. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Pretty warm weather to wrap up our March.
Yeah, it definitely warmed up from yesterday. Our highs were in the lower 80s. Our normal is around 74 degrees for this weekend. It's going to really warm up, but we do have chances of thunderstorms as we end the weekend. We'll take a look at that coming up.
Predators better pray.
Crime Watch Daily airs weekdays at 3 on KLAX TV.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We are going to continue with our warming trend tomorrow. It will be sunny, warm, and it's going to be a little bit muggy outside as our humidity will start to increase. South winds bringing that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And then as we move into Saturday night, it looks like another storm system will be approaching our area. So we do have chances of rain, and that could last until Monday. And some of these thunderstorms that develop could turn strong with gusty winds and also some heavy rain. Our high temperatures today, though, it was definitely a dry and sunny day. Highs around 82 degrees in Alexandria, in Leesville, 86 degrees, a little bit cooler to the east a little bit, 79 degrees in Natchez, 84 degrees in Baton Rouge, and in Lake Charles, it was only 78 degrees. Temperatures will continue to rise as we make our way into the weekend, but currently, it's 80 degrees, sunny conditions, and it is pretty nice out there. The wind's not all that bad. South winds around 9 miles per hour. And of course, with the south winds, we are going to see an increase of moisture across our area. So we are going to see the humidity increase this weekend before that storm system. Currently in Natchez is 81 degrees, 80, like I said, in Alexandria. Also in Monroe is 80 degrees in Lafayette and 88 degrees in Lake Charles. So temperatures are slowly dropping as we make our way into tomorrow. It's going to be another dry day. It's going to be a very sunny day, but then there's going to be a storm system that will be developing. It will head into the Panhandle tomorrow. Ahead of it, lots of thunderstorms, and then Saturday night into Sunday and Monday. That low will continue to move toward our area, and as it does so, it will set off some rain chances and also the possibility of a few thunderstorms. And of course, we're monitoring the severe weather risk for this because it could give us some very locally heavy rain, so that could cause some flooding, and it could turn severe with the main threats being damaging winds and also some hail possible, and also the possibility of isolated tornadoes. But for this area, if you are going to be traveling anywhere in the Gulf states, just expect some slow travel because we are expecting some heavy rain toward the end of the weekend. But here's a look at your forecast. Temperatures tonight will drop to around 57 degrees, increasing clouds, and then tomorrow lots of sunshine, especially in the afternoon. Our high will be around 85 degrees, so a little bit warmer than today, and then we cool it down into the 70s by the end of the weekend and into Monday as chances of thunderstorms return to our area. And then we have more chances of rain toward the end of the week. Temperatures will be dropping back down into the 70s. Scott.
Thank you, Kim. When you're sick, you often think of it as a miserable cold, but could that actually be truer than you think? With more, here's Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Coughing, sore throat, and a runny nose. The common cold is a common recipe for a terrible day. What could possibly make it worse? Well, according to new research, perhaps simply being lonely. Researchers writing in the journal Health Psychology found that adults who said they were lonelier also reported more severe cold symptoms than their peers. How lonely someone felt, not the actual size of their social network, was what seemed to matter. And this effect held true even when researchers took into consideration people's age, gender, feelings of depression, and the season in which they were sick. It's just one of several studies that link how bad a patient feels when sick to their level of social connectedness. The authors hope it will encourage doctors to ask patients about their loneliness. And for the rest of us, it's a reminder to check in on loved ones who are under the weather. Make them feel connected. But remember not to connect to their germs. Wash those hands and keep your physical distance. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Coming up, NSU baseball coach Bobby Barbier talks about the hottest hitter in his lineup. Plus, we'll hear from a pair of veteran NASCAR drivers as they prepare for the green flag in Martinsville.
Here comes the Easter Bunny, and he loves pecans. So KLAX TV is giving away a $200 gift card to Natchitoches Pecans. Just go to our website, our Facebook page, or our Twitter page. Click on the link and register to win. Enter daily through April 10th. Get ready to win from KLAX TV and Natchitoches Pecans.
This weekend, the NSU baseball team will welcome Central Arkansas to town for a little three-game Southland Conference set. Junior David Fry has been one of the hottest hitters in the Demons lineup as of late, going yard in 5 of the last 9 games. And for NSU to start correlating that hot hitting with winning, Coach Barbier says Fry has to keep hitting.
David's all about staying in good counts. That's what his whole game is. He's been a great hitter since he stepped on campus. When David gets in trouble, he gets himself in bad counts by swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. So when David's in a good count and he can put a good swing on it, he don't miss many of them.
Now in the smaller diamond, the Demon softball team will be heading on the road for a matchup against McNeese. Lady Demons have won 3 of their last 5 and are riding a little bit of momentum as they prepare to face off against the first-place Cowgirls.
I think the last 2 years they've been the best team. They've got pitching depth, they've got power, an exceptional player behind the plate in Erica. So, we're going to have to go down there and play our best ball and play them on the road. It's going to be tough in a tough environment.
As the NFL owners meeting wrapped up this week, Saints head coach Sean Payton talked about the deal that sent unhappy wide receiver Brandon Cooks to the New England Patriots for draft picks. Payton said it wasn't a situation of trade him or else, but a move that was made to improve the Saints team as a whole.
When we were able to make a deal with New England, which involved a first-round pick, a third-round pick, we felt that was significant. And we did feel like it was a way to help our team, particularly our defense. Now they're getting a real good player and someone that obviously was good for us.
The NASCAR Monster Energy Series will make a turn in Martinsville this weekend, one of the oldest and smallest tracks in the circuit. The tiny track has been a stock car racing staple since 1947 and has proven to be one of the most difficult tracks to figure out.
It's been great because I feel like once you understand how to get around here, it's something that you can keep for a long time, regardless of tire, generation of car, the test of time. It really stands up here on this small track more than anywhere.
Anybody that does enough homework can drive the car like the lines tell you to drive it, but you still, in race situations, as tires wear out, you have to adapt, and that's kind of where you still can get little advantages here and there.
And there must be something about the name Nick, Scott, and being awesome at stuff. Check out Nick Kyrgios in mid-stride. Ooh, going between the leg shot, catches the line for the winner. Take a look at this one again. No fear.
Money.
The incredible between the legs shot. Ooh, he'd go on to win the match. He'll face off against Roger Federer in the next round. You should have seen the rest of the video. There's the opponent. You kind of see his face, like he's just looking at the guy like, wait, what?
You just did that?
You just did that in a competition game? Like, this ain't for fun. Like, this is real. And,
it's like, I just lost the point because of that?
To that. Yeah, I like seeing play like that from athletes. You know,
good
you're
stuff.
Athletic, you're talented. Maybe show off a little bit.
Why not?
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Visitors to one zoo get a surprise finding a mascot in one of the enclosures. Funny reason behind this, next on ABC 31 News.
To catch a killer, you gather the evidence.
There's blood on the screen.
And build a picture-perfect case.
One of you stabbed her 12 times.
Hold on, right there, FBI. Bones Weekends.
Weekends on KLAX TV.
This is no April Fool's joke. It's time for Weekends with 31. The April Fool's Day 1 mile fun run and walk is on the LC campus tomorrow. The event goes from 7 to 11. Learn mountain bike skills in the morning and ride in the afternoon at Evangeline Camp in Boyce. There's an arts and crafts festival and yard sale along with Spring Arts Day tomorrow at Kent House. Out of the Darkness is a campus walk to fight suicide. That is tomorrow from 8:30 to 11:30 at LSUA. Furry and Feathered Friends can have their Easter portraits taken tomorrow from 4 to 6 at Alexandria Mall with the Easter Bunny, of course. Amanda Walford's art will hang in the Cabrini Gallery throughout April. You can check it out tomorrow beginning at 5. Also, JB Studios artworks are on display throughout April at Rapides Gallery. Theater Louisiana College stages Fiddler on the Roof tomorrow at 7 and Sunday at 2. And City Park Players' production of Mrs. Parliament's Night Out is tomorrow at 7:30 and Sunday at 2:30. Continues next weekend as well. Finally, the Baltimore Ravens put up their own live camera of an animal, their mascot Poe. Poe surprised fans at the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore, and the Baltimore Ravens posted the live video on Facebook with the caption, "Tired of watching April the giraffe? Watch Poe instead." The camera has been set up, of course, for about a month watching April the giraffe as she prepares to give birth at Animal Adventure Park in New York. A lot of people have been caught up in that, and it has been taking a while.
It sure has. You know, maybe the baby will born in April too, you know, kind of like for the mom's
Maybe it's just waiting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
maybe.
day or two could
I'm sure
arrive.
she's not feeling very comfortable. I've been through that. Well, not that long.
Not for 15 months.
but you know, it's kind of uncomfortable toward the end.
I would imagine. Well, have a great night. And thanks for watching ABC 31 News.
Here comes the Easter Bunny, and he loves pecans. So KLAX TV is giving away a $200 gift card to Natchitoches Pecans. Just go to our website, our Facebook page, or our Twitter page. Click on the link and register to win. Enter daily through April 10th. Get ready to win from KLAX TV and Natchitoches Pecans. Stay connected with KLAX ABC 31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.